crazy party. Never seen so many people laughing, dancing.
Good afternoon. In the theme of keeping Austin weird and to clear up any confusion, no, I'm not Kirk Hewlett's twin. I'm going to cue up a video here that I'd like you to look at, and then we'll talk.
Hello, I am here to offer sophisticated investing strategies. My technology can help you choose the right portfolio, monitor it, and automatically rebalance it, all without charging advisory fees, account service fees, or commissions. That may be hard to compute, but I'm a computer, so trust me, it computes. Say hello at intelligent.schwab.com.
So you heard it right if you haven't heard that commercial before. No advisory fees, no account service fees, and no commissions. And in their first 2.5 months of existence, they raised $2.2 billion. Vanguard Personal Advisor Services has over $17 billion under management, and now for a new account minimum of $50,000 and a 30 basis points fee, you get access to an advisor, many of whom are CFPs. So is our way of doing business threatened? Must we join them or perish? Well, I think the answers to these three questions depend on three things: how you think about the issue, how you differentiate yourself in the market, and what you are actually selling. You see, Aaron Klein of Riskalyze states that advisors went from the denial stage, where we refused to believe that robo-advisors had any effect on our business, to now the alarmist stage, which he says we're in, where we believe we have to become one to survive. But he further says that we cannot out-robo the robo-advisors. In the race to depersonalize the investor experience, the venture capital-backed finances will win. And is that really what we want to do, depersonalize the investor experience? I don't believe that that is the case. You know, he points out three things that robo-advisors are doing to change our industry. One, that we have to make a better connection between the services we provide and the fees that we charge. And I agree wholeheartedly. And he further states that advisors who cannot differentiate from technology that can do it cheaper are in trouble. Second, as advisors, we are not willing to risk the financial future of our clients. So the lowest fee is far from the first virtue. Clients want accountability. They want to know that there is a neck to wring if one needs to be wrung, and they want to have access to be able to do that. And I don't believe they'll have that access with robo-advisors. And third, they want access to technology, which must be both simple and intuitive. Very critical. From the list that you can see here, well, let me ask you this first. I believe that where in your process and for what you charge, it's the prior slide, communicates to your client what you believe your value is. You see, there's an issue that we have here, and I believe that we've got that issue with the vast majority of us giving away our expertise as a cost of doing business. And let me say that again. The vast majority of us give away our expertise as a cost of doing business. This drives me nuts. And it has for 30 years. I don't quite understand why we do that. Now on the list that you can get from horse's mouth, you'll find that we do lots of things for our clients. We write comprehensive financial plans. We do detailed analysis and projections in the areas of protection, retirement, investment planning, tax planning, estate planning, and many more. This is only a partial list. And most of the time, we do all of this if the client is willing to place the investments or the insurance or the product with us. We charge nothing for our expertise and our experience, let alone for the financial advice. I know that's not true of absolutely everybody, but it is still predominant in this industry. And again, that part drives me crazy. I firmly believe, as I mentioned, that where in your process and for what you charge communicates your value. So if I have given away all of those services to my client, and charge them nothing, what have I told them my value is? It's a rhetorical question, but I've told them that 100% of my value is in the products that I sell. And I don't believe that that's true for even a nanosecond. That is not where our value lies. You see, I want to explore this issue about communicating that value. I'm not saying, and please don't misunderstand, that you cannot bundle your services into a single fee, an AUM fee. You can do that. But I am saying that if you do that, you must communicate to your client very clearly, over and over, year after year, that the fee they are paying covers all of the services that you are providing. I think it's critical that you do that. But I think the real issue here that I want to explore, which is why we give away our expertise, has more to do with us, that it's an us problem, and that it is not a client or consumer problem. I think that the key issue here is a lack of reverence problem. And when I say reverence, it's our reverence for our industry. Nick Murray, as you can see, defines reverence as our amazing capacity to do good for the people and their heirs, our ability to integrate a tremendous variety of complex issues into a total financial plan, and simultaneously to make a very good living and a meaningful life. These are the essence of a wonderful profession that we live. So you see, I think that we have been misguided. I think the industry is misguided, and I think certainly the consumer is misguided into believing that in a financial advisor's office, it's all about money. It's not. Financial planning is all about people's lives. Money is simply the tool that we use to help design a plan that helps them get their desired outcomes. Money has always and only been a tool and not the focus. I think that's a critical issue. It is the planning that is by far the most significant item. So I think that when you and I get truly in touch with the value of the advice that we give and how we impact people's lives, that there are at least 5 pretty wonderful things that happen. First and foremost, we exude an extremely high degree of confidence and conviction. And that confidence and conviction is actually communicated non-verbally. It emanates from every fiber of your being. Your clients sense it, they feel it, and they respond to it, and they do so subconsciously. And that level of confidence and conviction translates into a believability that is beyond reproach. It really isn't so much in what we do for our clients, it's the way that we engage them in the financial planning process, and I think individually, and most importantly, it's how we make them feel. And don't kid yourselves, how you make your client feel has much more to do with your success than any amount of knowledge you will ever obtain. Second, I think that when we take on the responsibility of guiding people through their life issues, that we pretty quickly get in touch with the fact that personal finance in this country is a very private and discreet topic. Most of us can count on one hand the number of people who intimately know about our personal financial situation. And even though he's sitting in back, I would tell you that's true of everybody in this room except Kirk, because I posted his finances on Facebook this morning. And Kirk, you'd be happy to know you're now trending. And third, our personal income as well as our deep sense of satisfaction grows. We get to make both a living and a life by virtue of the excellent advice that we give. There's something inherently rewarding when we get to know that we have made a real difference in somebody's life. Fourth, we understand that truly meaningful relationships can only be created, nurtured, and maintained face-to-face. No one is ever going to give us serious money, let alone entrust their family's entire financial future to us without meeting us, without looking us in the eye and doing that gut check. It's critical. Knowledge they can get from charts, graphs, scattergrams, even Wikipedia, for goodness sakes. But belief they can only get from another believing human being, you. And fifth, people don't care what we know until they know what we care, and that's critical. I think that that point is very self-explanatory, but I want to do one other thing about this. In addition to giving our clients belief, I do believe that we can become an unwavering beacon of light and truth to some number of people who make an act of faith in our guidance. And inducing people to make that act of faith is where all real, lasting success comes from. That is critical. So, how should we be charging now? How might we rethink our pricing models? Well, first and foremost, I believe that each of us has to come to terms and reach a high degree of clarity about the value that we provide our clients. And when we are clear about that, I think we should think of ourselves more as financial life coaches and charge on total net worth, plus hourly and project fees. That's critical. Again, don't misunderstand. You can charge an AUM fee, but I believe if you only charge on AUM, you put yourself in a tough spot versus the robo-advisors who are doing that now at a cost you and I cannot compete with. There are other models, as you know, minimums, flat fees, hourly rates, plus I believe we should be charging on assets under advisement, AUA. Jim Nagengas in his opening remarks called it assets under administration. Fortunately, it's the same acronym. But I think that's critical too. We should be compensated on all things financial, not just assets. So, one pricing model that I find particularly interesting is a combination of income and net worth. And if you think about that, this is a retainer that's based on the client's net worth plus a percentage of adjusted gross income. And it does away with two inherent conflicts of interest that we typically have. First, it doesn't matter then if the cash reserve account is in a bank or in an AUM account, because net worth is still the same. And second, when a client withdraws money from an AUM account to pay down debt, which they often do, our revenue is the same because net worth is unchanged. And again, that caveat that Janine listed, make sure if you're changing your pricing model that you run it by compliance. Their job is to keep both us and them out of trouble. For me, it's much less important about how you charge than that you charge. So, how are you going to address this issue individually? Our industry is changing at an ever-increasing pace, and technology is clearly the driver that is fueling both that pace and that is allowing for fee compression for depersonalized services. I believe that there has never been a greater need than now for personalized services. Things are only becoming more complex out there, and our clients need us more than ever. So, in summary, what I want to point out is, I believe that this industry has firmly established its value and deserves the great respect that it has received from many of our clients over the years. But I also believe it's time for each of us to step into the future and charge with confidence for the real value you provide, which is skilled, compassionate, and competent financial advice. A decision to leave here today and do nothing about this issue is a decision, but certainly one I hope you don't make. After all, you're worth it. Thank you.